Hello everybody and welcome back to Grappler Man's videos. Today I'd like to show you a team clearing a settlement mission. So my buddy, you can see he's in the hangar, my hangar, and he's about to get onto my ship. As you can see, he just did. And there he is in the back seat. So it is possible to enter the hangar of somebody else's ship and enter in. So me and my buddy are going to take off and we're going to do a settlement massacre mission where we have to take out everybody that's there. And once we get there, we're going to do that and use our typical strategy. Well, my strategy is always the following. Take them out with missiles first, land on the base, and take out the remaining ones. Before we get started though, just remember, if you liked the video, please subscribe or comment or like. You can hit that little bell below and that'll do it. Well, anyway, as you can see here, he's calling out where he sees some of these guys. We're looking for flashlights moving on the ground, and I hit him with some missiles, and we just usually take a few out, and that usually helps make it manageable odds. Especially, I do this especially if I'm playing by myself. But with a buddy, he was spotting and I was shooting, and we took out about, I don't know, 5 or so before we actually landed. And here he's calling one is below me, and so I couldn't see him, but he did because he was in the camera mode. Again, tons of possibilities with team missions here, especially as they've made it so that now you can actually get in the ship with somebody. And down the road, they're going to make it so you can have 4 people in the same ship. They're going to add seats to some of these ships, so that's going to be really, really good. Anyway, so once the missile attack is done, we're going to land, obviously, and we're going to disembark. We're going to choose our Dominator suits because it's a massacre mission, so we're going to choose our Dominator suits first, and we're going to start hitting the settlement. So you can see we're prepared and ready to rock. So here we go, running into the settlement. Now, first place we're going to go is into the building and get ourselves a code. As soon as we did, and that's, you've seen how to do that a million times. So as we did that, we started looking for people. Obviously, I made the mistake of not putting my shield up right away. I always forget that. I'll learn the hard way, I guess. Anyway, you can see me and my buddy are both ganging up on this guy. There's another one behind us, and again, we're going to gang up on him. It's pretty cool. He doesn't really stand a chance. I opted to use my little laser weapon here instead of my normal plasma, just because I knew I had a guy to back me up. Once we've eliminated several of these guys, we went around and we made sure we turned off the authorization scans. Now in this particular case, Dan actually scanned somebody and I didn't, so I could have scanned him and got his ID, but you know, we're trying to play it as a team. So we got the settlement alarms off and all that. Not that it mattered because we killed most of the guys anyway. And we started going through the buildings and just started cleaning out whoever we saw. Once we did that, you know, we were looking for data panels, and we found that we both can get the data from the data panels, which is really good. And we decided to share some of the loot, and you know, in that case, my buddy took that. I had enough graphene. We went to the power place because we wanted to eventually steal the power supply, but we knew there was a couple people still in here, so we went in there and did that, and we eliminated them. And once they were eliminated, you see we've completed the mission. We assassinated everybody that was in there. I guess it was 15 of them. We got all of them. I didn't show you all of them, but we got all of them. And so now, before we actually take the power supply out, we like to go through our pathway out of the building and overcharge all of the entrances so that they stay open when I take the battery out, because once you take the battery out, you can't open the doors unless you cut them and all that mess, and so that's just a pain. So I always just overcharge the doors. We're going to run back to our ships. We're going to dump any data that we've collected by using the manage inventory thing, and we're going to dump it. I really wish they had a dump all instead, and I noticed that they have changed the sequence. Now it says emergency dump, and it doesn't say what it says here now. It says emergency dump, which means you're going to go up and you're going to drop all your stuff on the ground. I'm not a big fan. I don't know why they added that, but it's obviously probably coming from some other commanders who thought that they needed that. Anyway, we changed into our Maverick suits and went back in, and we decided to pillage a little bit. And you know, there's certain things I needed, certain things he needed, and so we just decided amongst ourselves who was going to get what. But there's some pretty good stuff in this base, and so we went ahead and cleaned it out. Then one of the other cool things you can do is, he went to a terminal and I went to the containers, and we looked up the numbers or the combinations for these containers, because you can't cut these open. You have to have the numbers. So sometimes I just avoid them. But with a partner looking at the terminal while you're sitting at opening up the cases, it works pretty effectively without having to keep running back and forth. And if you find something that you can share, you do, and that's what we did, which was pretty cool. The other thing that I found interesting, in Horizons, you can't share materials. You can share, like, I could dump some low temperature diamonds out and you could pick them up with a scoop, but I can't share weight data with you. But in this game, if it's in your backpack, you can drop it and you can give it to the other person. So that's going to be very effective if you want to share some materials. If you have more and they don't have any. Well, once we cleaned out as much of the settlement as possible, we went back to get the power supply, because you want to do that. It's worth getting. And so I let Dan have it because I already had several. So we waited for it to open. He grabbed it, and then since we've already jammed all the doors, we just made our way back to the ship and ran on out. Had a great time. It was great fun. I can imagine it being even more fun if you had more people and you were doing a little bit more complicated mission, but we definitely enjoyed ourselves. You ought to try it, Commanders. Remember, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.